And over here. I think we are live. I just want to make sure this is working. Yep, looks good. All right. Well, hi, everybody. We are Gimbalabs, and this is our second weekly update. Our goal is to do a quick live update every Friday, just because we want to share with you, the community, what we've been doing, and we wouldn't be here without you. So thanks again for helping us to launch our project through Catalyst. And the reason we're doing these is because we feel it's essential that we share with you kind of what those outcomes represent. So let's jump right in. Each week, we're going to follow the same agenda, and our goal is for these updates to last about 15 minutes tops. So we want to give some shout outs to people we've been working with, give you an update on what we've done, really focusing on the specifics of what we've accomplished, and then look ahead to our immediate next steps, to your next steps about how we hope you'll participate. And then if we have a little bit of time at the end, we'll take questions if anybody has them. So if you're watching on YouTube, we've got our chat open here, and we'll be able to answer that way. Anything to add, team?
That's perfect, James.
Okay.
That's good.
Let's start with the fun part. We've got some shout outs, and will these be easier to see if I go like this? How's that?
Yeah, good.
Nice. All right. Oh, man. So we've got so many people that we are so grateful for. And it's really hard to make a list like this because we're always afraid of who we're missing out on. But quickly, thank you so much to Kyle, who has been creating the first use cases for the Dandelion endpoints. He's building a wallet for tinkerers called Lyft. Maybe you've seen a post on Reddit about it, or you've seen, if you follow Lyft Stake Pool on Twitter, you've seen him tweeting about it. Talking to Kyle has given us such wonderful opportunities to think about how we're going to interact with tools and use them to teach people as much as we can. It's been so much fun having these conversations, and we're so excited that we get to have more. Thank you to Niels for guiding us through a reflection on how we envision Gimbalabs and where we're going, and for helping us think about the role that his idea of conversational UX might play. Those conversations are continuing, and we're really excited just to see, in general, this whole blockchain adoption thing, the rollout of Cardano. We have to question pretty much everything right now. And so Niels has been such a leader in questioning how we interact on the front end and what the possibilities are there. Thank you. I mean, we could thank A probably every week. A, just thanks for being there to help us explore ideas together. What more can we say? Thanks for the platform and for experimenting with us. We're so excited there's more to come. Shout out to Ryan and the Adopt Pool crew for trying out some new kinds of learning experiences. And same thing to Josh and the Proof of Africa crew for alpha testing some of the new dev course materials we're making. More on that in a minute. But I got some beautiful feedback, Josh, from your team. Thank you so much for that. And we're really excited to keep building those things out. Thanks to Quasar for pushing the boundaries of our thinking every day. How many times per day does he do that? I've lost track. Thanks to Juan for encouraging us to keep building. You've been so helpful in helping us elucidate what our vision is in the first place. And last but not least, thanks to OCG for jumping on the live share and breaking stuff. we mean it, and we hope you appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Who'd we miss? Probably a lot of people.
Everyone in
Yeah.
the Discord channel.
Oh my gosh, Tom and Alex, of course, too. But
Yeah.
we'll have a more formal chance to
Yeah.
thank them next week. They've been helping
This
us.
is going to be a special thing, and obviously, I mean, these are like 8 people or group of peoples we are appreciating here, but in the background there are still things going on, and obviously we actually work with more people even, and all we're gonna appreciate all of them, and that's very important to us. We want to mention that we just want to be very very celebrate this in one place here in the reporting, but nevertheless, I think the most important thing to us is like keeping this a long-term relationship with all of you, and I think this is our goal, our main goal, and we just really don't think these are quick shots, and you step by and then we don't see each other again. We really think that we can build something with you because you are one of the first with us here in this adventure, and we truly appreciate that.
Here, for sure. Well said, Julie. Yeah, we're here for the long term, everybody. There's no, you know, we're all still getting to know each other and building trust across this community. So you don't have to take our word for it, but we hope to prove over time that we're here to build things that are going to last long term, and we're really excited for you to join us in that. With that in mind, I just finished this morning publishing the kind of meta CSK. So the starter kit about starter kits is now live. Here's the link on GitHub, and I'll make sure to put both of these links in the show notes after this live stream is over. But the starter kit about starter kits really gave me a chance to try to elucidate what we're trying to do with these things. It's incomplete, but what I really tried to do is lay out some of the educational philosophy and the process for these things and why they exist. There's a call to action within it. What we'd really like to do is convene a group of people who would like to help us build the roadmap for what shows up in future starter kits. So more on that in just a moment. But before we get to that, I want to hand it off to Roberto to talk through some of the deeper tech stuff that he's been working on this week.
Okay, so first thing is proof of concept JavaScript project library, which is called Cardano Meta Handler, and it aims to be a facilitator to access metadata and handle different objects we can store on Cardano blockchain. I did a little proof of concept on Node.js. I tried to integrate it on a little React application, and we will be showing some possibilities soon, some practical utility really soon. Also, we want to share with you how easy it is to mint tokens on Cardano. We have some scripts and some terminal stuff to show. Let me share my screen. Okay, so currently this is a node I'm running on Mary Launchpad network. We have here like 3,000, around 3,000 native tokens minted already from all the early adopters of Mary. We can have a walk on them. Ooh, that's a huge list.
Look at that. Oh, it's so cool.
And this is history.
Sure.
We have one of from the pioneers. Atada Pool is one of the first ones that helped me to understand the process and play around with native tokens to see if it breaks things. It actually reported some bugs. We have Samuel leaders here from IOHK. 3,000 list is endless.
Yeah.
But I wanted to show that with just a couple of ADA in a wallet, like this one, this wallet Gimbal Mint I've created with CN tools from the guild community. We have 2 ADA here. Let's mint some tokens. This is what the the 89 lines script looks like. And in the header, we have source address, destination address where the minted tokens will end up. In this time, we are using the same address where we have the 2 ADA, and we will be minting an NFT for Gimbalabs. It's an NFT because it will be unique. We will be only minting one of them. So yeah, let's try if this works. We'll execute it in debug mode so you can see all the steps going really quick in the terminal. Boom, boom. And that's it. It's done. Now, if we query the same address that we have in this file, where we had 2 ADA, we have 2 ADA minus the fees for the transaction and our actual Gimbal NFT. This is the policy ID, which is the unique identifier for it. And this is the human readable name, which is Gimbal. This is how it looks like to mint a token and bash from the terminal. Hope you enjoy it.
It's not going to look like this forever, though, right? The easier UXs are coming our way.
Yeah, I hope we can integrate some of this stuff on a wallet soon.
Well, and this is how all these different pieces kind of fit together in ways that are it's hard to even predict what new projects we're going to be undertaking together in the months to come. But for example, right, Kyle's Lyft wallet is going to give us a place where we can play with a whole bunch of what if scenarios, and we try to play with what these are going to look like. Obviously, the official wallets, Daedalus and Yoroi, are going to have this integrated too, and we're all learning together as a community what the implications are of having easier access to minting tokens and what we're going to be able to do with them. Now, this Gimbal token, it may end up being an NFT, right? We might only mint one because so far, only Cole has been able to complete the local ADA spending challenge. However, just remember, starter kit number 5, we challenge the community to go out, spend some ADA in your local community and report back to us. And if you do that, you're going to get one of these just limited edition Gimbal tokens. They're not money. They're just a fun little toy to commemorate a really cool moment in history. But you know, this is our way of saying, hey, jump in with us. Let's explore and play together. And if you do, we're going to mint as many Gimbals for this first run as are necessary. Obviously, down the road, a lot more utility will come out of tokens too, right? There's going to be this whole fun moment of just making them just for fun because we can. And then eventually we'll get to the point where we say, okay, now what are these things actually good for? Plenty of that to come. The last thing on my list, Roberto, thank you. That was, man, okay, well, I can't wait to follow up on this because I have a lot more questions right now, but we'll save that for future experiences. The last thing on my list to share on what we've done is we did run the 3rd out of 4 intro to development pilot courses with the Adopt team. A couple other people have joined in. Juan and OCG came through, and Quasar came through the other night. And then Josh and the POA team have also been testing out these course materials, providing some awesome feedback. And so the next step is the fourth and final class of this very first experimental course will be on Monday night. And then we're going to build out a curriculum to go a little deeper. And so more on that to come. I'll report back on that next week. But it's been pretty exciting to just start looking at what an intro course for developers might look like. Okay. And we're starting from the basics of building a front end and really trying to provide a lot of context for what's essential for people to understand. Finally, our next steps. We had a really cool conversation about our brand as it's developing yesterday. Julie, what can we tell people about that?
Oh my, I don't want to tell anything about it. Just that we are so fired up and so looking forward to share that with you. It's still in the final stage, I think at 70-80%, and we're so happy to have Alex and Tom on board to help us with that. And yeah, it's going to be exciting. It's going to be very exciting.
Something about just beautiful natural structures that we're trying to approximate in nature. Yeah. We're going to keep playing with the meta handler. Roberto is developing it. I get the most fun job. I get to ask Roberto all the questions that everyone wants to ask. So I'll make sure to be playing with that next week, and we'll be figuring out everything that we can do and then demonstrate to people on that. I'm just continuing to test the best approaches to our developer course pilots. We're not going to come up with all the best answers right away, but we sure are going to be experimenting next week. So looking forward to that. And yeah, like I think I already said this above, but yeah, what kind of illustrative applications we can make for metadata, just to really try to make sense of this cool new tool that's going to have a lot of utility in the world. Anything to add to that list? I know we kind of just threw this together.
Yeah, I will probably upgrading our infrastructure now that we got some extra funds to play with servers, because currently our services are running on the bare minimum. So yeah, I will be playing with another cool API we want to host to listen to metadata events. Yeah, that's mostly it.
Awesome. And so after we share our next steps each week, we also love to share your next steps, because really our goal with Gimbalabs is to get you up and active. Whoever you are, whatever you're doing, if you're already a developer, we want to encourage you to share what you've got with people who should know about it. If you've been sitting on the sidelines, what do we call it, lurking? If you've been lurking in the Cardano community and waiting for a chance to get involved, we really hope to be able to suggest ways for you to do that. So like I said, we released the CSK about CSKs over the course of this week. The draft of it is now up on GitHub. Most specifically, if you do check that out, you'll see a link to a form that you can fill out if you would like to join us in defining the Cardano starter kit roadmap. Okay, and what I tried to do in the video about how CSKs work is share with you some of the educational concepts behind starter kits. One of them is called backwards design, right? Just knowing where you're trying to go so you can pave the road to get there. And to do that, we would like to draft a list of learning targets for the community. And this is not something that just the three of us should be doing alone, right? Anybody who wants to pitch in and kind of say, hey, what would be most impactful is for you to make starter kits about X or Y or Z. We're putting out a call to action. for you to put in your 2 cents if you would like to join us in that. Another next step for you is to try that Cardano local spending challenge. That's in starter kit number 5. The deadline, I like how they've been calling them hard fork non-events lately, so I wasn't sure if I should write HFE or HFNE right here. But basically, between now and when Mary is live on mainnet, if you do this, we will give you one of these little commemorative Gimbal tokens, okay? We don't know the exact date of that event, but it should be pretty soon. And yeah, those changes are taking place under the hood right now. And then finally, if you haven't already, hop into Discord. It's getting pretty fun, the kinds of conversations we're having. And I think we're striking a really nice balance between thinking big about what can be and thinking practically about how we will actually accomplish those things. So if that's the kind of thing that you're into, join us there and think about how you can contribute.
Great.
What did I miss?
What can I say, James? No, all covered, I think.
We promised this would go about 15 minutes. We went 23, but I'll take that for now.
That's great. If there's someone out there, yeah, we have a question actually. Yeah.
It's Ryan. What's up, Ryan? Yeah, so will minted tokens be storable in Yoroi?
That's a interesting question. Well, tokens, since you mint the token by sending the transaction to the blockchain, are already on the blockchain. So the correct answer will be, yeah, they will be shown in Yoroi, Daedalus, or whatever client or wallet for the blockchain you use. They will be where your keys are.
It's funny. I mean, I'm so used to Yoroi and Daedalus being what they are, right, and what they have been for a couple of years now, that I understand the concept that we're suddenly going to have all these different native assets in these wallets, but it almost feels too good to be true, you know? So I can't wait to see it and to play with it. And my expectation is that once as a community, we start to really see what that looks like, it's just going to launch our imaginations in all sorts of directions about what we do with these things now.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Ryan asked, if someone's interested in having tokens minted, can he direct them to Gimbalabs? It's actually, that actually gets at kind of a big important question. The answer is absolutely. And really, this is, as a sustainable business, really what we're trying to do is create open source tooling so that everybody, as many people as possible, can learn from it. And then when businesses want help, we want to be there for them, right? And so our commercial pathway is to be ready to meet businesses that want to adopt Cardano and to support them to do that. Okay, so Ryan, that question really gets at how we are thinking about building this organization. If you can put us in touch with Soldier Boy, we are in. We'd be happy to talk. Cool. Well, great. If you were tuning in live now, thanks for spending a few minutes with us. If you watch this later, you can expect us to release a video like this every Friday. Hey, Entertainment, thank you. Thanks for checking us out, and thanks for the supportive tweet a few minutes ago. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're going to be here every Friday at about the same time. We figure this is the most efficient way to do this. Just get on, share in this kind of informal way what we've been up to. But if you have any feedback about how we could say things better, or if there's different ways we should structure this thing, keep those ideas coming. Okay. Thanks, and we will see you at the same time next week.
Bye, everyone.
Take care, everybody.